Hey guys, this is Frenzy, and this is a game from IEM New York in the quarterfinals between GoSuGatored spawning as the green Protoss in the top position, and the man with the 6 pool, Fruitdealer, spawning as the red Zerg in the right position. Gatored has already scouted this 6 pool. He's going to know that this is coming. He actually abandoned the forge, it looks like. He just is building the pylon in his main base beforehand so that he can get that cannon up, and he will make this forge down on the lower ground here in just a second to be able to get that cannon up as soon as possible. So he should be pretty safe against this. There'll be a little bit of damage done, and it'll pretty much equalize the game. I saw Dongreg Goo doing this a lot against... I don't exactly remember what his match was, but he did this 2 games in his series against whoever he played. I think it was TT1. And did fairly well against this. It looks like it's a newer type Zerg style to just go for that 6 pool and just kind of negate this Forge Fast Expand that you know is going to happen on this type of map. However, if he were to go up onto the higher ground, I think it would be pretty far behind, so it's a little bit coin flippy. But nonetheless, this is actually very well placed though by Gatored, able to get that gateway up fairly early, and this cannon should defend the lower side of it. So we'll lose this forge and pylon, but that's about it. It's going to momentarily supply block Gatored if he doesn't build another pylon pretty quickly. I don't think he's thinking about this pylon actually getting destroyed. It's very, very close to indeed getting destroyed. Now he is supply blocked very badly here. He hasn't even started another pylon, and now he does. But that was kind of a mistake, I think. Nonetheless, we do see Fruitdealer taking his natural now and just droning up. He's 11 drones to 21 harvesters for the Protoss, but Protoss is behind in tech, so and can't really move out. He's got these Zerglings here, and the first Zealot is just on the way now, so he's in a pretty decent position here. They're both very even on supply. And everything that's built has to be protected by this cannon until you get your first couple Zealots, or first Zealot and Sentry, first Zealot and Stalker, whatever you get out to be able to deal with a couple of these Zerglings. Now we see the gas is going to get started, so we will see speed fairly shortly when he gets 100 gas. And we have that second Zealot coming out, and as soon as that second Zealot hits, I think that they should be able to micro against these Zerglings properly to be able to get them out of his main base. We do have 21 harvesters, so the Zerg is slowly catching up in harvesters now. And he will start to be able to saturate this natural expansion, which should get him the income lead now going into this. So now he really just needs to delay this natural from going up for as long as possible. It looks like Gatored wants to take it now, which could put him in a pretty good position here. So all in all, if we think about this as a 3-gate expand, this would be the normal timing for that Nexus to go down. He does only indeed have 1 gateway, so a little bit behind in that regard, but generally the Zerg would have his natural fully saturated by this point, so he's a little bit far behind in economics. So these players are a little bit behind their normal builds just because of this crazy opening that we saw, but all in all, they're not terribly behind in any real way. And it's a pretty even game. We do see 4 more Zerglings being produced because of this little pressure that's coming. Actually 12 Zerglings in production. And if this speed hits, by the time this attack comes, he could get a nice surround on all of these units. And that could be pretty detrimental for Gatored. As soon as Gatored sees these Zerglings popping, he should be starting to pull back. He can't let these Stalkers get too far in front of the Zealots because Fruitdealer is going to try to get this surround. And if he gets into a favorable position, he might be able to at least trade cost efficiently here. The Zealots are going to indeed die. The Stalkers should get away, but looks like the Stalkers are going to come back, and like I said, they shouldn't have let them get away. If they got backed into this corner, would be a lot more favorable than it's going to be right now. Right now he lost all of those for almost nothing, and now that just put Fruitdealer so far ahead. He just went up about 20 supply. It was a pretty even game up until that point. And now he's going to be able to deny this expansion from going up. I mean, there is a second cannon, so that should help him. But he will be able to take down this pylon, deny mining off these 3 patches, and he's in a pretty good position here. Fruitdealer going to be taking his fast third base here as well. We do see Hallucination coming down, so I absolutely love Gatored for that. But I have to say he is still pretty far behind. Could use this other Zergling to help DPS these rocks. He's not really doing anything else. And we do see a Spire coming down, so it looks like it's going to be a Muta switch, which I love. Definitely my current style is Mutaling, so this is a nice little way to, delay those 6 gate timings, delay all of the timings pretty much for the Protoss, and get your Spire up. And here's the Hallucination going down. They will spot that Spire, but there's not going to be much that he can do about it. There's only 3 gateways up at the moment. Also going to spot this third base going up now, or already completed at least. And now we see this bottom base coming up. I'd also love to see an expansion over here, or even way up in this top corner, just to spread out your expansion so that if the Protoss tries to deny those expansions, you can come in here with the Mutas, do a ton of damage, and it's very favorable for a base race situation as well. You see these Zerglings positioned over here. This is in case that the Protoss moves out, or for a flank. He's going to poke in here. And, I mean, that gives away that these back rocks are destroyed. But nonetheless, it's not a huge deal. We do see a couple Mutas out now. How many Mutas do we actually have out? We have 9 Mutas, and there's actually not that much anti-air right now. But he does know that this is coming, so he's going to build a couple cannons. That's because of that hallucinated Phoenix and knowing that he needs that anti-air right now. We do see 1 Stargate being produced, actually 2 Stargates being produced. I don't know where the other one is. And he's going up to 3 Stargates right now. And I saw this already done by somebody in this tournament, where they went up to 3 Stargates. It might have been Gatored, I'm not actually that sure. Reactively going up on 3 Stargates against Muta, and being able to shut those down. But we'll have to see if it goes the same way. Because from what all the pro gamers are saying right now is that you cannot reactively go Phoenix. If you're already going Phoenix, you can shut down Muta, but if you see the Muta and then go Stargate, they're just going to have too many Muta and they're going to be able to fight you. But in regard to this, we do see the Hydralisk Den coming up, so he might stop on Muta production as it is, or he still has 4 in production, so it looks like he's just going to camp these Stargates for as long as possible. And actually just try to focus down these Stargates. And just doing so much damage to all of these Stalkers and Sentries. And now that there's 4 Phoenix out, it's going to be a little bit harder to micro against these. And just chrono boosting as many Phoenix as possible, and it looks like he will be able to shut down the Muta Harass. There are 42 Zerglings in production. That's a pretty big deal. It's something you have to worry about if you're going for this reactive Phoenix style out of 3 gates. That's really all you can produce. So 42 Zerglings, you can't Graviton lift all of these Zerglings. It's just not going to happen. Graviton beam. But, yeah, all of these Zerglings are going to be able to do a lot of damage around the map. He doesn't have that big of a sizable ground army. And these Zerglings could do a lot of damage. The third base is coming out up now, and that looks like it's the trigger to try to do a little bit of damage here for Fruitdealer. We're going to have to see if he can do it. These Zerglings are going to come in here, at least force a cancel on this base. They're going to go for the surround on all of these units, and as those force fields come up, I would love to see him try to target down that base, but it looks like the Mutas are just going to try to fight here, and they're getting eaten alive by all these Phoenixes. And this is not going well for Fruitdealer at all right now. Fruitdealer losing all of those units very, very haphazardly. Lost a lot of units for not all that much of a gain. But now he's going into Roach Hydra production. And I'm not sure if that's actually the correct response to this many Phoenix being out. So we see a lot of Roaches and just a few Hydralisks. There's not really enough Hydras to actually deal with these Phoenixes. They could come in and lift all of these units up and then slowly pick off the Roaches. But as we see, this ground army has not really changed for Gatored. He's using almost all of his gas into this Phoenix production, which has halted for now, but these Phoenixes did find that bottom base and found a vulnerability there, and killing a lot of drones, but at the same time, this huge Roach Hydra force is going to come in here, and they're going to be able to do very nicely, going under those force fields and rendering all of those Zealots that he made useless there. And now we're going to force all of these Phoenix to come back, and they actually are very low on energy now because of that fact that they harassed this base so much. That might have actually been enough of a mistake to actually cost him the game here, because this push looks very deadly right now. I don't think there's going to be enough energy. There is quite a bit of energy on these Phoenixes. Burrowing all of the Hydras, actually. But it looks like all the Hydras are going to get cleaned up here. Reinforcing with quite a bit of Roach Hydra in the mix here. At the same time, I don't really know who's going to come out ahead of this. It looks like Fruitdealer's coming out a little bit ahead. He also did deny that third base, so he is a little bit ahead economically as well. And it looks like it was just a pretty straightforward trade. The Zerg lost a little bit more, but because he's higher on the economic front, as you can see, almost double his opponent because of sniping that third base. A lot of those Phoenixes as well got damaged during that battle. And I think he's going to need a little bit more than this to be able to actually kill off Gatored at this point. I think he should have waited for a couple more rounds of production, but nonetheless, he's going to come in here with his Roaches, see the amount of Stalkers that are here. You're going to have to be kind of careful. There's a lot of Hydras here. There's not quite enough Phoenix to be able to actually kill off all of the Hydras that are here. They are going to take out these Phoenixes, and that's going to be a pretty big win for Fruitdealer there, to take out those Phoenixes that have so many kills on them. They've more than paid for themselves. So we see a big push yet again coming in, and this actually might be do pretty well against this pure Stalker army that we see here. A lot of these units are actually getting killed, not blinking back, and we see the Phoenixes trying to lift up what they can. An Archon in the mix here. He will momentarily defend this, but there's a huge reinforcement of Roach right here. Doesn't even care about the couple Phoenixes that are left. He's just going to go straight Roach and just end the game right here, and it looks like he will be able to take game one here. Up almost 100 supply here. Pushing in, and it looks like this should be GG now for Gatored. And it looks like GG called for Gatored. Fruitdealer going to go up 1-0 in this series. I'm going to jump into game 2, so if you want to check that out, go to blip.tv/FrenzyStarcraft. And thanks for watching.